Captain Taywin stood tall in the big meeting room. Bright lights shined on his silver armor. He had been a soldier for 20 years. His body was strong from training and special treatments that made him better than normal humans. The High Commander looked at him with cold eyes. She pointed to a picture of Earth that floated in the air between them. "Captain Taywin, do you know why I called you here today?" she asked. "Yes, High Commander. It is about the humans from Earth," he said. His voice was deep and clear. The High Commander nodded. "These humans think they can join our Galactic Federation. They are hundreds of years behind us in technology. They barely know how to travel between their own planets, yet they ask to sit with us as equals." Taywin made a small laugh. He did not respect the humans. Many soldiers in the galaxy felt the same way. "What do you want me to do, High Commander?" he asked, even though he already knew the answer. She walked around the floating Earth picture. "Our old laws say that when a new world wants to join us, they must prove they are worthy. They must send their best fighter to face one of ours in the arena." Taywin smiled. He liked fighting. He was very good at it. "You want me to fight their champion?" he said. "Yes. You have won 73 fights in the arena. You have never lost. You are the perfect soldier to show these humans their proper place." Taywin thought about how easy this would be. Humans were small and weak compared to many races in the galaxy. They did not have the advanced fighting suits that galactic soldiers used. Their weapons were simple and old. "When will the fight happen?" he asked. "In 1 month. The human governments are still picking their champion. We will broadcast the fight to every world in the Federation." The High Commander touched a screen, and pictures of Taywin's past fights appeared. In one, he broke the arm of a fighter from the rock planet Durax. In another, he knocked out a champion from the water world of Aqualis with one punch. All his opponents had been strong, and all had lost. "I want everyone to see what happens when weaker races try to join us before they are ready," the High Commander said. "Make an example of them, Captain. Show no mercy." Taywin put his hand over his chest in a salute. "I will not disappoint you, High Commander. The human will not last 1 minute in the arena with me." "Good. Go prepare. Study what we know about humans. Learn their weaknesses." As Taywin turned to leave, the High Commander said one more thing. "Remember, Captain, this is not just a fight. This is politics. When you defeat their champion, Earth will have to wait 50 years before they can ask to join again. That will give them time to learn their place in the galaxy." Taywin nodded and walked out of the room. In his mind, he was already thinking about how he would win. His fighting suit would make him 5 times stronger than any human. His armor could stop their strongest weapons. His helmet would tell him where to hit for maximum damage. The humans had no chance. Taywin almost felt sorry for whoever they would send to fight him. Almost. Minji was working late in her lab. She was a physics teacher at a big school in Seoul. Papers with numbers and drawings were spread across her desk. A machine with blinking lights hummed in the corner. This was her special project, a device that could change how people understood space and time. Minji looked at the clock. It was past midnight. She should go home, but her work was too important. She pushed her glasses up and kept writing in her notebook. Then she heard a knock on the door. "Come in," she said without looking up. The door opened. 3 people walked in. 2 wore army clothes, 1 wore a black suit. They looked very serious. "Professor Minji Lee?" asked the man in the suit. Minji finally looked up. "Yes. Who are you?" "I am from the World Defense Council. My name is Director Junho." He showed her a card with his picture on it. "We need to talk about something very important." Minji put down her pen. "What is this about?" Director Junho looked at her work and then back at her. "You have heard about the Galactic Federation, the aliens who contacted Earth 6 months ago?" "Of course, everyone has." Minji was getting curious now. "They have given us a challenge. They say if we want to join them, we must send 1 person to fight their champion." Minji waited for him to continue. She did not see how this had anything to do with her. "We have been looking for the right person to represent Earth. We need someone smart, Someone who can move well, someone who can think fast. Director Junho looked straight at her. We need you. Minji laughed. She thought it was a joke. Me? I am a physics teacher. Why would you want me to fight an alien? You were also a national champion in Taekwondo for 3 years. You studied 5 different fighting styles, and most importantly, you understand physics better than almost anyone on Earth. Minji was surprised they knew so much about her. That was years ago. I do not fight anymore. One of the soldiers spoke up. We have watched videos of the alien fighters. They use special suits that make them strong and fast, but all machines follow the rules of physics. Director Junho nodded. Exactly. We do not need the strongest person. We need the smartest fighter. Someone who can find the weakness in their technology. Minji looked at her project. She had been working on it for 5 years. She was close to a breakthrough. What happens if I say no? Director Junho's face became even more serious. Then we send someone else who will probably lose. If we lose, Earth cannot try to join the Federation again for 50 years. We will be left behind while the rest of the galaxy moves forward. Minji stood up and walked to the window. She could see the city lights below. She thought about all, the people down there. People who did not know their future might depend on her decision. When do I need to decide? She asked. Now. The fight is in 1 month. We need to start preparing today. Minji took a deep breath. She thought about her comfortable life as a teacher, her safe lab, her regular schedule. Then she thought about the challenge, about discovering something new, not just in physics, but about these aliens and their technology. If I do this, I want something in return, she said. Name it. When I come back, I want better funding for my research, and I want to be part of any team that works with alien technology. Director Junho smiled for the first time. So you will do it? Minji took off her glasses and put them on the desk. Yes, I will fight for Earth. The ship landed at Proxima Station after 3 weeks of space travel. Minji had never been in space before. She spent most of the trip studying videos of past fights in the galactic arena. She also practiced her moves every day in the small training room on the ship. Now she stood at the window, looking at Proxima Station. It was huge. It looked like a metal star with 5 points. Each point was as big as a city. The middle part had a large glass dome. That was the arena. We are here, Professor Minji, said Hyunwoo. He was a young scientist who came to help her. Are you ready? Minji nodded. She was wearing a simple black suit that let her move easily. Earth had offered her special armor, but she said no. Armor would slow her down. Let's go see this famous arena, she said. They walked down a long hallway with tall aliens of many shapes and colors. Some had 4 arms, some had scales instead of skin. Some floated instead of walked. They all looked at Minji with surprise or amusement. They think you will lose. Hyunwoo whispered. Good. That will make it more surprising when I win, Minji said. They entered the arena. It was the biggest room Minji had ever seen. The walls were made of a clear material that looked like glass, but was stronger. The floor was a perfect circle of white stone. Around the circle were seats for thousands of people. This way, said a blue-skinned alien with a long neck. You must prepare in this room. The preparation room was small, but clean. It had a bench, a water sink, and a screen on the wall. The screen showed Captain Taewon, the alien champion she would fight. He was in his own room putting on his fighting suit. Minji sat on the bench and closed her eyes. She took slow, deep breaths. Hyunwoo looked nervous. Professor, are you sure about this? That alien is twice your size, and his suit makes him even stronger. Minji opened her eyes. Hyunwoo, what did I teach you about fighting? That the bigger they are, the harder they fall? No. I taught you that every system has a weak point. You just need to find it. She stood up and stretched her arms. I have watched 26 fights with soldiers wearing those suits. I know how they work. I know where the weak point is. A loud sound filled the room. A voice spoke in many languages, one after another. Finally, it spoke in Korean. "Earth Champion, please come to the arena. The fight will begin in 10 minutes. Minji walked to the door. Hyunwoo stopped her. "Professor, please be careful. The whole Earth is watching. We all believe in you." Minji smiled. "Thank you, Hyunwoo. But this is not about Earth's pride. It's about showing the galaxy that humans deserve respect." She walked into the arena. The crowd was loud, but Minji stayed calm. On the other side, Captain Taewon entered. His armor was silver and black. It covered his whole body. He looked like a machine more than a person. The arena master stood in the middle. He was very tall with 6 arms. He raised all his arms and the crowd became quiet. "Today we have a special fight. Captain Taewon from the Galactic Federation will face Professor Minji from Earth. This fight will decide if Earth can join our great federation." The crowd cheered. Captain Taewon wa. The week before the fight, Minji sat alone in her room on the space station. She had many screens around her. Each screen showed different fights from the arena. She watched Captain Taewon fight again and again. "Computer, slow down the video," she said. The video slowed. It showed Captain Taewon fighting a large 4-armed alien. Taewon moved fast, too fast for a normal person. His suit was helping him. Minji touched the screen and drew a line with her finger. "Computer, show me his center of balance when he moves." A red dot appeared on the video. It showed where Taewon's weight was centered as he moved. Minji watched the dot carefully. "Stop the video," she said. The video stopped. "Look at this, Hyunwoo." Hyunwoo came over and looked at the screen. "What am I looking at, Professor?" "See his foot position here?" Minji pointed to Taewon's feet. "And see his center of balance?" She pointed to the red dot. "They do not match up." "What does that mean?" "It means his suit is keeping him balanced. Without the suit, he would fall over when he moves that fast." Minji stood up and moved to the center of the room. "Watch me." She moved her body in a fighting stance, then took a quick step forward and punched the air. Her movements were smooth and fast. "See how I keep my balance? My feet, hips, and shoulders all work together. But Taewon's suit does the balancing for him. He does not need to think about it." Hyunwoo nodded. So that is his weakness. His suit makes him strong but takes away his natural balance." Minji walked back to the screens. "Computer, show me the technical info on the Mark 7 combat suit." The screen changed. It showed drawings and numbers about the suit. "Here it is," Minji said. "The suit has balance sensors here, here, and here." She pointed to 3 spots on the drawing. "If all 3 sensors get confused at the same time, the whole system will shut down for 3 seconds while it resets." Hyunwoo looked worried. "But how can you confuse all 3 sensors?" Minji smiled. "With physics, of course. The suit expects certain movements. If I can make Taewon move in a way the suit does not expect, it will try to correct itself. That will be my chance." She turned off the screens. "I need to practice." For the next 6 days, Minji practiced one move over and over. It was a simple move from an old fighting style. She practiced it slowly at first, then faster and faster. On the last night before the fight, Hyunwoo found Minji sitting quietly in her room. "Are you nervous about tomorrow?" he asked. "No," she said. "I am ready." "But what if your plan does not work? What if the suit is better than you think?" Minji looked at him calmly. "Hyunwoo, do you know what makes humans special?" "What?" "We adapt. We learn. We see patterns that others miss." She stood up. "The Galactic Federation thinks we are weak because our technology is not as good as theirs. But they forget that technology follows rules. And I am very good at understanding rules." Hyunwoo still looked worried. "The whole Earth is counting on you. If you lose—" "I will not lose," Minji said. Her voice was firm. "Now I need to rest. Tomorrow will be a big day for Earth." After Hyunwoo left, Minji lay down on her bed. She closed her eyes and thought about her plan one more time. She only needed 3 seconds. The day of the fight came. The arena was full of people. More than 10,000 aliens from many worlds sat in the seats. Millions more watched on screens across the galaxy. Large lights shined down on the fighting area. The white stone floor gleamed. The arena master stood in the center. He wore a long blue robe with silver stars. His 6 arms were raised high. "Welcome, all." His voice was loud and deep. It filled the whole arena. "Today is an important day. Earth asks to join our great federation. By our old laws, they must prove they are worthy." The crowd made noise. Some cheered, some laughed. Most of them thought Earth would lose. "First, let me introduce our federation." "Champion!" A door opened on one side of the arena. Captain Taiwan walked out. His silver and black armor caught the light and sparkled. He walked with big, sure steps. His helmet was under his arm so everyone could see his face. He looked strong and confident. "Captain Taiwan has won 73 fights in this arena," the arena master said. "He has never lost. He is the pride of our military." The crowd cheered loudly. Many stood up. Taiwan raised his arms and turned in a circle. He loved the attention. And now, the challenger from Earth. Another door opened. Minji walked out. She wore her simple black outfit. It had no armor, no special technology. Next to Taiwan, she looked small and plain. The crowd got quiet. Some laughed. They were surprised that Earth sent someone who looked so normal. "Professor Minji is a teacher of physics from Earth," the arena master said. "This is her first fight in our arena." The crowd started talking. They did not understand why Earth sent a teacher to fight a soldier. Minji walked to the center of the arena. She did not look afraid. Her face was calm. She looked at the crowd, then at Taiwan. The arena master spoke again. "I will now explain the rules. The fight ends when one champion gives up, cannot continue, or dies. There are no weapons allowed. Only the champions can enter the fighting area." He pointed to a clear wall that rose from the floor. It made a circle around the fighting area. "This shield will protect the crowd. It is very strong. Nothing can break it." Captain Taiwan put on his helmet. A blue light turned on inside it. He pressed a button on his arm, and his suit made a humming sound. He was turning on all its special powers. Minji did nothing. She just stood still and breathed slowly. "Champions, come to the center," the arena master said. Taiwan and Minji walked to the center. They stood 3 steps away from each other. "Do you understand the rules?" the arena master asked. "Yes," they both said. "Do you agree to fight fairly and accept the result?" "Yes," they both said again. The arena master looked at each of them. "You may speak to each other before we begin." Taiwan laughed. "Your world sends a teacher to fight a soldier? This will be the shortest fight in arena history." Minji looked at him calmly. "Captain, do you know what physics is?" Taiwan was surprised by the question. "Some kind of earth science? It does not matter here." "Physics is the study of how things move," Minji said. "It is the same everywhere in the universe." Taiwan did not understand why she was talking about science. "Prepare to lose, Earthwoman," the arena master stepped back. "Champions, take your positions." Taiwan moved to one side of the circle. Minji went to the other side. The countdown began. On a big screen, 10, 9, 8, the crowd got quiet. 6, 5, Taiwan got into a fighting position. His suit made low sounds as it powered up. 3, 2, Minji stood still. She looked relaxed. "Begin!" the arena master shouted. The moment the arena master shouted, "Begin," Captain Taiwan moved. His suit made a loud sound as it pushed him forward with great speed. He was like a bullet, shooting across the arena. The crowd cheered. They had seen this before. Captain Taiwan always attacked fast and finished his fights quickly. But Minji did not move. She stood perfectly still. Her eyes watched Taiwan come closer and closer. She looked calm, as if she was waiting for a bus, not fighting for the future of Earth. Some people in the crowd started to laugh. They thought she was frozen with fear. Taiwan aimed his body at Minji. His right arm pulled back, ready to hit her with all his strength. The suit would make his punch 5 times stronger than normal. It would be enough to break bones. Too easy, Taiwan thought as he got close to her. The first second passed. When Taiwan was just 2 steps away, Minji finally moved. But she did not move backward as everyone expected. She took a small step to the left. This surprised Taewon. His suit had predicted she would move back or try to block. The suit started to adjust, sending signals to keep his balance. But Minji was not done. As Taewon's forward foot came down, she moved again. Her right hand shot out, not toward his chest as he expected, but toward his foot. Her fingers touched his ankle just as it was about to touch the ground. The second passed. What happened? Next was all about physics. Taewon's body was moving forward with great force. But Minji's touch changed where his foot landed. Instead of landing flat, it turned slightly. At the same time, her left hand pushed against his hip. This created two different forces on Taewon's body. His upper body was still moving forward, but his lower body was now moving in a different direction. The suit tried to fix his balance. All three balance sensors sent emergency signals, but they were sending different signals that did not make sense together. The suit's computer got confused. Taewon felt his body turning in a way he did not expect. The suit was not helping him anymore. In fact, it was making things worse. The second passed. Taewon's own forward motion, powered by his suit, sent him spinning through the air. He could not stop it. He could not fix his balance. He crashed into the arena floor with a loud bang. His body made a small hole in the white stone. Dust rose around him. Inside his helmet, red lights flashed. Error appeared on his screen. System reset required. Taewon tried to move but could not. His suit had shut down to protect itself. It would take 20 seconds to restart. The arena was completely silent. No one made a sound. Minji stood in the same place, now looking at Taewon on the ground. She had barely moved from her starting position. The arena master looked at his time screen. His 6 arms dropped to his sides in shock. 3 seconds, he said, his voice filled with disbelief. The fight law. The arena was still filled with shocked voices. No one could believe what they had seen. The great Captain Taewon, winner of 73 fights, had lost in 3 seconds. Taewon's suit finally turned back on. He slowly stood up. His pride hurt, more than his body. He looked at Minji, who still had her hand out to help him. After a moment, he took her hand. It was a sign of respect. How? He asked. His voice was not angry, just confused. How did you do that? Minji pointed to his suit. Your suit is very strong, but it has a weakness. It controls your balance for you. When I moved your foot and pushed your hip at the same time, the suit got confused. Taewon looked down at his suit. He had always thought it made him better. Now he saw that it had made him weaker in some ways. You knew this would happen? Minji nodded. I studied your past fights. I saw the pattern. The arena master came over to them. This is most unusual, he said. I have never seen a fight end so quickly. Many people were taking pictures and videos. Some were laughing. Others looked angry. The High Commander of the Federation watched from a special box high above the arena. Her face was hard to read. Captain Taewon, you are not hurt? The arena master asked. Only my pride, Taewon said. He took off his helmet. His face was red with shame, but he tried to be brave. Then I must officially declare Earth the winner of this challenge. By our laws, they have earned the right to join the Federation. Cheers came from a small group of humans who had come to watch. They jumped and hugged each other. Earth had won. Reporters rushed forward. They had many questions. Professor Minji, how did you defeat Captain Taewon so quickly? Captain Taewon, how does it feel to lose for the first time? Will Earth join the Federation now? The arena master held up his 6 hands. Enough questions, the champions need rest, there will be time to talk later. Guards came and led Minji and Taewon away from the crowd. They walked down a long hall back to the preparation rooms. Taewon was quiet for a while. Then he said, You could have hurt me badly, why didn't you? That was not my goal, Minji said. I wanted to win, not to hurt you. In my 73 wins, I hurt many opponents, some very badly. Minji looked at him. That is the difference between us. I fight to solve problems, not to cause pain. They reached the place where they would go to different rooms. Professor Minji, Taewon said before they parted. You have taught me something today. I thought technology and strength were all that mattered. You showed me that the mind is more powerful. Minji smiled. Technology is just a tool, Captain. It is how we use it that matters. Taiwan put his fist over his heart, a sign of deep respect. Earth will make the Federation better. I see that now. In her room, Hyunwoo was waiting for Minji. He ran to her with a big smile. You did it. 3 seconds. No one can believe it. Minji sat down, suddenly feeling tired. It worked just as I planned. Earth will join the Federation now, Hyunwoo said. You have changed human history. Minji looked at the screen on the wall. It showed crowds of people on Earth cheering and celebrating. This is just the beginning, she said. Now the real work starts. What do you mean? Joining the Federation is easy compared to what comes next. Now we have to prove that we belong there. The day after the fight, Minji was called to the command center of Proxima Station. The room was large with many screens showing stars, planets, and ships. Officers in uniform worked at different stations. In the middle of the room stood the High Commander. She was tall with gray hair and a face that looked like it rarely smiled. Her uniform had many medals on it. Professor Minji Lee, the High Commander said. Welcome to the command center. Minji bowed slightly. Thank you for inviting me, High Commander. 6 months had passed since the famous fight. Today was a big day for Earth. The planet was officially joining the Galactic Federation. A huge stage was set up in a field outside New York City. Thousands of people stood watching. Millions more watched on screens around the world. The sky was clear blue with a few white clouds. On the stage sat many important people from Earth and from the Federation. Minji was there in a nice blue dress. Next to her sat Taiwan, wearing his formal uniform with shiny buttons. The President of Earth stood at the front of the stage. She was an older woman with kind eyes. Today marks the greatest moment in human history, she said. We are no longer alone in the universe. We are part of something bigger. She looked at Minji. And we owe this moment to one brave woman who showed the galaxy what humans can do. Everyone clapped. Minji smiled but felt shy with all the attention. The High Commander stepped forward. 6 months ago, I did not believe Earth was ready to join us. I sent my best soldier to fight your champion, thinking it would be an easy win. The crowd was very quiet, listening. I was wrong, the High Commander said. Your champion won in 3 seconds. But more importantly, she won with her mind, not just with strength. She held up a small metal ball. It was gold and silver with strange writing on it. This is the orb of membership. It represents Earth's place in our Federation. The President took the orb carefully. We accept this honor, with pride and with thanks. After the ceremony, there was a big party. People from Earth mixed with visitors from other worlds. They tried each other's food, music, and dances. Minji stood away from the crowd, watching. She had never wanted to be famous. She was happy to go back to her lab soon, to work on her science. Taewon found her there. Why are you hiding, Professor? This is your victory. I am not good with big crowds, she said. And this was never about me. It was about Earth's future. You have changed that future, Taewon said. In the past 6 months, 10 Earth scientists have started working with Federation research teams. 20 Federation teachers have come to Earth schools. Trade has begun between our worlds. Minji smiled. And what about you, Captain? What have you learned in your time on Earth? Many things, he said. I have learned to cook pizza. I have learned to play basketball. I have learned that humans can be very kind to strangers. He looked serious for a moment. But most importantly, I have learned that being different is not the same as being less. Earth is different from other worlds in the Federation, but not less important. That is a good lesson, Minji said. One that all people should learn. A shooting star crossed the sky above them. They both watched it. What will you do now? Taewon asked. You could have any job in the Federation. Many research teams want you. I will go back to my lab. So I must admit, I did not expect the outcome of yesterday's fight. The High Commander's voice was cool but not angry. In all my years, I have never seen someone defeat Captain Taewon. Certainly not in 3 seconds. I studied his fighting style carefully, Minji said simply. The High Commander looked at her with new interest. Yes, I see that now. We made a mistake in our thinking about Earth. What mistake was that? We judged you only by your technology. We saw that your ships are slow, your weapons are simple, and your computers are basic. We thought this meant you were not ready to join us. She walked to a large window that showed the stars outside. But technology is not everything. Your victory showed us that humans can think in ways we did not expect. A door opened, and Captain Taewon walked in. He was not wearing his combat suit today, just a simple uniform. He looked different without it, more like a normal person. You asked to see me, High Commander? He said. Yes, Captain. I have a new assignment for you. The High Commander looked at both of them. You will work with Professor Minji to prepare Earth for joining the Federation. Taewon and Minji both looked surprised. Work together? Taewon asked. Yes, you know our ways, Captain. And Professor Minji clearly understands things that we do not. Together you will help Earth make this big change. The High Commander touched a screen, and a picture of Earth appeared. Our council has voted. Earth will be welcomed as the newest member of the Galactic Federation. Minji felt a wave of happiness and pride. Her people would now be part of something much bigger than their small planet. Thank you, High Commander, she said. Earth will be a good member of the Federation. I believe that now, the High Commander said. She looked at Taewon. Captain, what have you learned from your defeat? Taewon stood straight. I learned that strength and technology are not enough. I depended too much on my suit and not enough on my own skills. Professor Minji saw a weakness that I did not know I had. The High Commander nodded. A good lesson. One that many in the Federation need to learn. She turned to Minji. And what did you learn, Professor? Minji thought for a moment. I learned that different worlds can respect each other even after a fight. Captain Taewon could have been angry about losing, but instead he showed honor. Good. The High Commander looked pleased for the first time. You will both travel to Earth next week. Captain Taewon will be our first official representative to your world. After the meeting, Taewon and Minji walked together through the station. Are you angry that you have to work with me? Minji asked. Taewon shook his head. No, I am honored. Not many people can teach me something new. You did. I can teach you about Earth, Minji said. And you can teach me about the Federation. I think we will make a good team, Taewon said. He held out his hand in the human way of greeting. Minji shook his hand. I think so too.